Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Timmy. I'm a link to the fire within and to God. Alright guys, throughout human existence into today, the power is within you. The power God gave you. God to give to every human that was born to this universe. Right? And with that power, like everything else in life, guys, you gotta learn. Any trade, any professional, you gotta learn from other people, right? Because they're here first. So they're here first, and what happened? They have to learn from somebody else, right? Everybody learn from somebody else. That's why, and if you can't learn, what happened? You gotta learn through the books, right? Because we human, we die, right? We die, we go away and die. So we cannot, pass on good knowledge, how things works to generation to generation. That's why we got issue, problem, fight, all kind of stuff with that. And those people who know will use a method and benefit themselves. They become a leader, all kind of stuff with that. And they're supposed to be like, just what do you call it? Uphold the law, right? Uphold the law. That's all they need to do. But what happened? It becomes to where greedy set in, money, and it resort back to, instead of like uphold the law, they resort back into like animal mode, survival mode, steal. Animals steal, right? They eat each other, right? They eat each other's, right? That's the survival mode. So what happened? As human or survival mode, not just eating to survive, but stealing to survive, right? Stealing objects from other people, steal money from other people, steal, all these programs are set up to steal from people, right? Instead of creating, right? God told us to create. That way we can prosper and we can multiply, right? So all these business people make so much money, they become thief instead. It don't make no sense, right? Thief. But it doesn't mean it can't change. God gives them the power to change. God know that, every human being are not perfect, make mistakes. God, that's why Jesus died for your sins. Now, if you reading too much, all kind of stuff with that, you're gonna come on with all kind of predictions. You're gonna get mad, upset, and what happened? You force people into a religion where you don't need to. You need to be like Jesus Christ. You need to tell the people the truth and let them know. That's all you do, and it's up to them to make the decision that they will follow God or not. If they don't follow God, so be it. They just follow other mankind, made up stuff that will take them away from God, right? Because if you don't follow God, you will follow man-made stuff that take you away from God, take you away from your destiny. Your destiny is to go back to God, to be His angel, to live, to live in His kingdom, right? But if you don't live in here properly, how can you be in His kingdom if you're compromised, if you're down here and all it is you learn from other human beings which is lost. You know what's the worst thing to God is that you punish yourself uh you destroying yourself or destroying other human beings, right? That's a punish to God, right? That's what evil do. When a lot of people, the people don't believe in God, like they get lost. And when they get lost, what happens? It survives to, survives to an animal mode. And when it's an animal mode, they blame on God thing that happened in their life. Instead, they look at it and experience that they need to take in. They say, you know what? I'm glad it doesn't happen to me, and I need to live my life according to God and spread and multiply, build, and stuff like that, right? But most people look at it and say, especially when you're young or mind, you don't know much. What happened? You most tend to like listen to somebody else that bit about something and negative about something, and you start taking in. If they teach you, you start taking that was in, and you start blaming other things. You blame God, all kind of stuff. Look, I was there, the same thing. When I was young, I blamed God. I said, what the heck? Why God allowed all these bad things happen? to people, right? But understand, He created the world the way it is. Every action, everything was in place, you know, for a human like us with power to use our power properly and to build and to prosper. If we don't see mistakes, don't see things happen, we never prepare, right? If we don't see disaster happen, we never prepare. And the way thing is that God created His way, the way that's what a whole life experience, right? And that's why when you see a lot of movies, a lot of intelligent envy us, human because we able to feel everything God feel, right? The emotion, all kind of stuff. But what happened is that so many people that don't follow God, what happened? They just live by their emotion because your emotion it has to be attached to something, just like your car, your wheels, attached to your body, your car, engine, motor, all kinds of stuff. They attach together, they work together, right? The same thing, with your power. Your all these the things you feel, emotion, loneliness, and your feeling, your empathy, your compassion, they all work together, right? But once you live on by one of those, the feeling, emotion, stuff like that, you are misaligned out, you know, shit. I'm sorry, I mean that, right? So it's like you're mislining. You one part of the car, the wheel. You don't use nothing else. You use the wheel. You can't go nowhere. The wheel don't do nothing, right? You need to combine together. Same thing, you know, with your emotion, feeling. They all have to be combined with the knowledge, the principle that God gave you, right? And a lot of people would say, okay, I want to do this. I don't care. I'm do how I feel. When you do how I feel, what happens? You fall for anything that come along. You fall for anything that make you feel good, and you're gonna do it, right? And the thing is that just think about in your life, or you prosper when you can't create nothing, or you don't create a bill, especially create. You don't create. What happened? You had to steal from other people. You had to take other people's stuff because you don't create nothing. You know, same thing that with the Western world. They used to be creating things. Now they ship all their product creating to country where they say, oh, they are enemy. You know, just for if United States, for instance, right? I don't understand all these leaders. They say, oh, China and Russia, all these countries is our enemy. Why are they make products for it? Why are you a leader? Why you allow all these companies to go to our enemy to make a product just because it's cheaper? You compromise yourself, right? And just like you run a company, some of that, right? And you allow your competition to make all your product for you. You'll compromise yourself. You're not building nothing. You're hoping to steal somebody's labor, right? Uh, because you think it's cheaper. So you're greedy, right? So what happened? You compromise your company and won't last long because you're not building, you're not creating nothing. You ship your idea to somebody else and they're gonna steal and they create a better product than you are, right? So I don't understand, the Western leaders that ship their manufacture all kind of stuff, but to company, I mean to country that is called an enemy. I don't know. I don't know if they have enemy, or maybe they just call it an enemy, right? But human on human across the world, they want to survive. They want to take care of their family, right? And the thing is that when you become greedy, what happens? You don't care about human beings, right? You're not thinking like God, right? You're thinking about your bottom line, your money. But at the end, you'll be gone, and your money is there. I mean, you're not building nothing. You're not creating nothing, right? If you're a company, you make a lot of money. What happens? If you create more product to help people, then you be prosper more, right? But instead, you want to limit people, because you in your mindset that you think they're gonna take away your job. The same thing with any job, right? Any job too. Like AI come, all kind of stuff with that. You just got to find other ways to create. You've been like living where you're not creating, right? God wants you to create. That way you can multiply and prosper and multiply, right? And that's how